Yes, greetings, blessings, people. I'm here. I'm live and direct on the Big Bad Station with yours truly, DJ Kat, the Catalyst, and I have a very special guest for you. Okay, he's joining us on the phone, and it's an honor and it's a joy. So, of course, special guest, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Blu Lyon, you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, blessings.
That's it. So you're here. You're live and direct on the radio with yours truly, DJ Kat, and the people want to know, who is Blu Lyon? Let them know.
Blu Lyon is just a music creative trying to spread the music to the masses and trying to give unique perspectives through music about life and also give you a little bit of joy through music also. Things for people to dance and have fun.
I hear that.
Always making sure we put something in it for them to think also.
Yeah, I hear that. And I've noticed that with yourself, you have a lot of like nice catchy hooks. So is that intentional?
Yeah, very, because people are not really going to listen until you give them, something to stick.
Yeah.
Something to keep in their brain, and it have to be easy also, especially with performances. It have to be quick so they can learn on the spot and go ahead. That's always been the nature of songs anyway. If it ain't catchy, the chances of it being big and spreading is lowered.
Yeah, I hear that. So do you find that easy then? Because I mean, some of the tracks that you've put out there, they seem to come natural to you. These kind of hooks and vibes.
Yeah. It's more of a vibe, and we just feel it out and make sure we like it. Make sure we can vibe to it. So once we can vibe to it, the chances of other people vibing to it, is higher. I mean, everybody, we all share commonalities, even though we have differences.
I hear that. Yeah.
No matter what culture you come from, everybody wants to smile, everybody wants to dance, everybody wants to live a good life, things like that.
Yeah.
So trying to find the commonalities in all different types of cultures and people.
I hear that 100%. So I've got to ask you, how did you get into this journey of music? How did it all begin?
Well, that one the kind of blurry still. However, I always like music from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And some it probably is in the DNA because the old man is a soca artist.
Okay.
And
Nice.
sister is a soca artist also.
Nice.
So most likely it really is just in the DNA.
Yeah. Love that. So I suppose the obvious question is, why didn't you do soca? Or have you done soca?
I have tried it out after being hounded by friends to just do it, but
Yeah.
it's not one of the things that Blu Lyon really like to do. But I like listening to soca. I really like making soca.
Okay.
And Blu Lyon's temperament with soca music is more. Now it's a little bit different, but still it's more about just a happy music and having fun. And Blu Lyon don't want to have fun all the time. Sometimes we're aggressive. Sometimes we thinking about things. Sometimes you can express a wider range of emotions in dancehall than in soca.
I hear that.
That's why dancehall was more, had a more allure to it than soca music for Blu Lyon as far as.
Yeah. One of the tunes I like from yourself is Walk With The Vibes. I've got to know the story behind that. Tell me, because it's one of my tunes where I like listening to in my car and just bopping to.
Nice. Yeah, Walk With The Vibes is funny because I have a DJ, his name is Jeremy Vibes.
Yeah.
And one time we went to do a show, and I normally walk with him to do the show. And we walked in the place, and he didn't have any laptop, no equipment with him and everything.
Okay.
And when we walked in the promoter, I was like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Is your DJ?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "But he ain't walk with nothing, he ain't have nothing, what's going on?" And my DJ looked at him and said, "No, I don't need none of that. I walk with my vibes."
Love that.
So by the time he said it, I was like, "That's a song," and he laughed until he actually heard me do it.
Okay, I love that. I love that story, man. And there's another one.
Walk with vibes.
Yeah.
I kind of also walk with him.
Okay, love that. So it's like a double meaning, isn't it?
Yes.
Love that. And there's another one as well that you did called Art of War.
Yeah, with Dexter. Yeah, that was just vibing in the studio. That was before he actually made it in the mainstream.
Okay.
We were just in the studio vibing because we go way back.
Oh, nice.
And we was just there one day and just fiddling around with songs in the studio and everything, and it came up and he was freestyling some, I was freestyling some, and then it started to sound like something good, and then we just
hear that. Because you are a very talented artist, but you're also a very talented producer. Because you've worked with so many greats like Vibes Cartel, Mad Cobra, Mr. Easy, and the list continues.
Yeah. That was all due to one of my business partners and good friend now, JJ Wizzle.
Yeah.
And also his business partner, Rico Taylor. They're part of Yardstyle Entertainment in Portmore, Jamaica.
I hear that.
JJ especially, he tours with the artists and stuff like that. Lali, Egyptian, he mixes for them. He makes a lot of songs that you probably know. And they always ask him if he has, beats or instrumentals, or he always may have like some drums or a melody, and he say, "Yo, Blue, put some drums to this, put some melody to this to me," or whatever. Or Octane is looking for a beat that sound like this. You have anything? So that's how I got a lot of the placements. Be able to produce from my cover and all this, with the exception of Dexter Apps, because we came up together in the same crew. The Dexter ones is me and Dexter one-on-one, or Dexter walking in the studio and me having something done. Other than that, there's a bunch of placements via JJ Wizzle. Big up JJ anyway.
Yeah, big him up every time. So, I mean, there's a lot of young people that are asking a question online at the minute, and they're asking, what's the difference between an artist and a producer, and what makes you a good producer?
Well, the producer directs the song, because there's always this big debate on beat makers and producers.
Yeah.
Traditionally, the producer was the one who paid for the masters.
Yeah.
Because it was always a bunch of musicians come together and they did what they did, and then the composers, the producers, the one who paid, and then over time it kind of evolved.
Yeah.
So and then you have people like Puffy who never really played a note, but he know where the song is supposed to go. He know what's the sample and everything. So he's a producer also. So they started changing it to executive producer, which would be money person, and the producer, the one who can take it to where you want to go, where it's supposed to go musically. So it kind of still stays that way now. So the producer is the one who says, no, take out that key or play this one different, or play that different, or you know what we need? We need a big brass section for this.
Okay.
Yeah, they would take something a beat maker makes and fatten it up or steer it in a certain direction where it needs to go.
Yeah, I hear that.
So Blu Lyon kind of does both. I make the beat, and then not all the time at the same point in time I would steer it in the direction it needs to go. Sometimes it just needs to sit for a while. A lot of the rhythms are like that for Blu Lyon. I would make them and they would sit for a while. I would think they complete it, and I come back, listen to it 2 weeks, a month later, 3 months later. I say, you know what? This might need strings, and then when the song actually goes on top of the production, the beat, then I start doing post-production, and that's where it will get fattened up and sound a bit different.
I hear that.
More complete.
Yeah. So there is a lot more to it. It's not a case of just putting a whole heap of musicians together or a whole heap of things together and just hoping for the best. There is a lot more to it than people think.
Yeah. It's a lot more to it, man. It needs arrangements and all this type of things to actually sound good and pleasing to the people here. And there's also a small science to it too.
Yeah.
Where you can't put too much inside. Plenty of things can't fit inside the rhythm or the sound. But if you put too much, the listener will get confused. So it's a small kind of science thing, because we can only hear a certain amount of things within that 3 minutes and actually absorb it. Yeah. Anything too much after that, the person, the listener will get kind of confused, or be just too much for them to handle at the moment in time. So yeah, there's a small science thing.
Yeah, man, I hear that. And you mentioned there 3 minutes, and a question that's always posed to me is, why is a song always around 3 minutes? Maybe you can answer that. Why is that?
Well, it's just the industry leader. Somebody will set it that way, though. Whoever it is the leader at the time.
Yeah.
The artist who's looked at as the one making the waves, and whatever they do, a lot more people follow. Music, unfortunately, has a lot of bandwagonism and following.
Yeah, true.
So whatever they do, people will normally start to just do. Because before it was like 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 5 minutes. If you listen to like a Michael Jackson song, they're very long.
Yeah.
So, it's just whoever's the leader at the time, and then when they start to monetize music so much, and then we have the streaming thing going on. You can even see songs are shorter now. The songs are a minute and a half, 2 minutes, because they want to get the replay factor to get the streams and generate money. So, there's all types of different factors that would change that. But in this day and age, I think Kanye did have a kind of best. Kanye he have a kind of way of just do what you want musically, do what you feel.
Yeah, I hear that.
Because somebody they will feel the same way you feel, or at least partly, and it will work.
True.
I mean, there's only so much rules in music, and the rest of it is up to interpretation because it's art. So just do. However feel good and sound good, that combination, they will work. And whatever the time is the time. When it feels like it should be done, then finish it.
Yeah, I hear that. So there's a question from a listener asking, the artists that you have produced for, have you ever told them that they need to go back to the drawing board and come back to you?
Some newer artists and maybe Dexter at some point in time.
Okay.
But newer artists mostly.
Okay.
It has happened. I will try to do it. People are sensitive about the art.
Yeah.
Blu Lyon has been told that a multitude of times by his team.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yard Style team is JJ Wizard, Rico Taylor, and Kev Watts. And they, especially Kev Watts, he tells me a lot of the times, you need to write that over, or this part don't sound too right. And sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't, or sometimes I use the advice on a totally different song.
Okay.
But I always welcome the criticism because I know they have my best interest at heart. But sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they're right.
Yeah.
Like when I did Buzzfear, Kev Watts wanted it rewritten. He thought it was too much. He thought it could have been simpler. And JJ was like, no, what do you mean? It's simple. And we had a back and forth debate about it and trying to figure out if it should be left that way or whatnot. And then we eventually just decided to leave it that way. Okay.
Wow. Good job you did then. So, I mean,
sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. That's all.
I hear that. But you know what? It's actually a blessing to hear that you actually value your team and what they say, because it's all right having a team, but to listen and kind of interpret what they say and things like that, that's a blessing.
Oh, yeah, it needs. It's necessary for growth. So you can't just, I know everything, especially even after you get hit it gives you a bit of confidence, and that confidence can easily turn to arrogance if you don't be careful, and that's how a lot of artists slide and fall before their time.
Yeah.
But everybody gonna have their time, and everybody, you're gonna have your time on top, and you'll slide because somebody else knew was coming, but you don't want to slide before your time.
That's it. I hear that. So I suppose I want to ask you, when are you doing like a live show where the people can see you live and can hear you and what you're all about?
We're planning one for July in NYC in Manhattan.
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping that it can go well. The plans has been in talks for a while now. I'm just trying to make sure it can work out and it'll make sense financially also, because as many things as we have done, Blu Lyon is still a self-sufficient artist. It's not able back into line and stuff like that. So it's just whatever the fans generate in their support, whatever we generate from the fan support, and how we work it to make extra funds. And keep things going. So
I hear
definitely trying to keep one this year, and it's looking like July in NYC.
Oh, nice. If you send me the details when you do have that, then I can push that for you as well, because I feel like that's important to keep pushing for the artists.
Much respect and appreciation.
Anytime.
That would be very appreciated.
Anytime. So let's talk about the music. I mean, people are asking me online, have you got anything new coming out, and how they can find you and all that great stuff?
Well, they can find Blu Lyon, the Instagram, and you can just go to BluLyon.com, or you can just Google Blu Lyon and you'll find it. You'll find pages and music and everything. Same thing, Blu Lyon on YouTube, BLULYON. And there's Friday, I dropped another song called Polly.
Yeah.
That's all right now on Spotify and everything. The video should be dropping soon. We have Achieving Benefits, we have Buzzfear, we have Walk with the Vibes, we have Link Up, we have Back It Up, we have Goodbye, a bunch of things. So you can, I know dancehall is kind of mostly on YouTube. They
Yeah.
check everything. So you can go check Blu Lyon on YouTube, and there's links to the websites if you don't get to bluelyon.com, and you'll see the merch and you'll see things I produce and stuff like that.
Nice. I love that. I love that. And you know, I've got to ask you, because people are saying that, are you associated with a restaurant or a hotel or something? Something to do with Blu Lyon?
No, Lion is one of these days I would have to check out the lineage of the lion name.
Yeah.
Lion is actually French. It's supposed to be Leon.
Okay.
I don't know what connection the old man had to that name, like why he was named that. Because my name, Blu Lyon, comes from, the old man's name is Super Blue. So Blu Lyon comes from Super Blue.
Okay,
It's not a name that I gave myself. It just kind of evolved, because when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I was born and it was like, oh, little boy Blue. Then people started calling me Super Blue Junior, and then there were all type of different variations. And then
nice.
Blu Lyon came and Blu Lyon just stuck.
Yeah.
And that's how we still have a name right now.
Love that. I love that. You know, I know it's early where you are, or early-ish, should I say? So it's up to you. But the people are asking if you'd be up for either doing a little verse or saying a little something for your listeners out there, or anything you want to do just before we go.
Oh yeah. Forget them artists, atmosphere.
Oh, nice.
It's like talent don't work no more. They don't care. If you want bus, you have to pay your bus fare, guys. All about money. DJ want money. Radio show and podcast want money. Could I write the body song? Nobody want ear. Them now listen to the pay your bus fare, guys. All about money. PR want money. Manager and producer want money. Cause them now have no respect for the craft. Song not play unless money involved. Lyrics could have hard, but if your money soft, nothing now going for your dog. Man off you pay for them YouTube views, radio plays, and then spot on a trending chart. Before that money pay for song record per hour them charts. And music video cost, but new artists them broke. Them save and borrow if you try to catch one bus. Pay the DJ more to play the song once, so you never give me enough to get money pull up. Dog know what it cost. I want it chop. And the likes of the song never tough. Now your pocket them they are minus. Plus when they play the chorus, that talent don't work. They don't care. If you want bus, you have to pay your bus fare. But them all want money, DJ want bless.
You know what? I was vibing. I was like, damn. Yeah, man. I love that. I love it. You know what, Blu Lyon? It's a joy to speak to you and kind of get to know you a little bit more. Any final thoughts you want to say to the listeners and the people out there before we go?
Yeah, just do your best to be the best you can, your version of yourself. Do your best to be the best version of yourself possible. Yeah. And do your best to be good to people. You know what I mean? Get in some trouble, good trouble, and always challenge yourself.
I love that. You know what? Thank you again for your time, for just speaking with me. It's a joy, and I'm sure we'll speak again.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be fine. I would love that.
Love every time. We'll speak again. More love, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
Bless up. Bless. Yes, people, please do go out there, go and speak, go and check out Blu Lyon, okay, on Instagram. He's a definite vibe, definite energy. Go and show him some love. Check him out. Once again, it's BLU, and Lyon is LYON. Check it out every time.